What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It's early Friday morning, around 1 o'clock a.m. in the morning. Just got home, was doing a little late work and everything. Uh, got my new camera in, but I didn't quite get it unpacked. I'll just wait until tomorrow. I'm very excited about it because it's going to allow me to do a whole lot more videos. So I just wanted to touch base with you on this here um, because a lot of people have been wanting me to go over one thing that just keeps hitting in mind there, and that is O.J. Simpson. He just recently got out, and a lot of people are now finding out that all of his weight loss that he gained between that time was through Craig Titus. So because people know that I used to work in the prison system at one time as a corrections officer, I've been getting a lot of questions as far as to how O.J. Simpson would have gotten the stuff in order to, lose so much weight in a short period of time there. So, I'm more than happy to answer this for you. I mean, to be honest with you, the best person that would be a better expert on it would be Dave Palumbo. So I'm going to go and write him and let him know, people are asking this question because he's going to have more information than I possibly would there. But, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my perspective in terms of working as a corrections officer here. So first and foremost there, O.J. Simpson there, when you're in prison, it doesn't mean that you're locked away to where you can only eat those 3 meals a day there that are served from RMARC. And RMARC mainly handles all the food in the prison systems here. What you have, of course, is a prison commissary system. I mean, it's literally like a grocery store where you can practically get almost anything. You can get a TV for $200. You can get any type of food, clothing, shoes, radios, even typewriters here. So, I mean, just because you go to prison there, doesn't mean that, you're locked away from having, some of the basic essentials to make, prison life a lot more comfortable. Now, most of this stuff there, for an average person that is in prison, it's pretty much off limits here because if you take one of those work release workforce jobs there, for example, those things are only going to pay like 40 cents an hour there at best. And a lot of the prison commissary items are going to be a lot more, or they're going to be more marked up than what you would normally get out in the real world here. But the thing about OJ is that, he has his football pension, so he's probably earning as much as $25,000 a month there. So as far as a prison commissary is concerned, money's not going to be an object to him there. And plus, usually most prisons allow you to get prison commissary, twice a week there. The reason why prisons do have commissaries is because, because of that extra markup they have with that money, they can take that money and put it back into the prison system or to pay, taxpayers' monies essentially there. So what would have, so a lot of people, again, they ask me, what would have O.J. Simpson would have probably used when he was in prison? And, I went ahead and printed out a list of, just a regular commissary list from the Las Vegas prison there. And, it's quite interesting what's up there. As far as foods are concerned, they seem to have actually improved a lot from, when Dave was up there telling me. And like I said, Dave Palumbo is going to be the best expert as far as what to actually eat to stay slim and trim and stay ripped there. But, the biggest staple that I've always heard, and don't listen to Kylie Muscle there with the ramen noodles. I mean, you can eat ramen noodles, that's perfectly fine. The biggest staple is actually tuna packed in a can there because, that's typical bodybuilding fare. But nowadays, if you go to the Las Vegas prison system, they have shredded beef, they have turkey bites, they have brown rice. I mean, they have oatmeal. I mean, Diet Coke, coffee, they got a lot of pretty cool stuff, and now they even have vitamins and health products there, such as multivitamins, B12, vitamin C. So quite frankly, you have a cornucopia of different things that can keep you lean and keep you ripped up there. So I would suspect Craig would have enlisted some of these particular ingredients. But let's take for example that OJ wanted to, cut a few corners and he wanted some of the really good stuff. Now, obviously, things such as ephedrine and amphetamines are not going to get through are not going to be sold on the prison commissary system. But of course, they still end up in the prisons anyway. So people have also asked me, well, how do they get that stuff in? Do they get it in anally? And the answer is, well, sometimes they actually would there, but that's not going to be an appropriate delivery system. I mean, would you want to take some pills that taste like ass there? To be honest with you here, the truth is, and this is just from my experience in doing intake work here. I never check the letters itself, but checking letters and working in intake is pretty much the same as far as checking a prisoner or prisoner's material for what's called considered contraband there. And one of the most common things that I actually ran into is basically paperwork there. Paper is usually one of the best and optimum ways to smuggle things in, specifically legal documents, because when it comes to legal documents, they can't be taken away from inmates. Inmates have a right to their legal stuff there. But one thing I've actually found there, in this was taught to me by the other sergeants there, is to always watch out for papers that actually have sticky substances on them there, such as stamps or anything. And even a stamp on a letter can be innocuous there. I've turned it over so many times there to where methamphetamines and other material would be essentially liquefied. It would be mixed with a little glycerin, and then it's used to, stick on the stamp there. So when that inmate receives it, all they have to do is just take the stamp off and eat it, or go ahead and, turn to a page in a book and lick page number 30, for example, there. And that's just the God's honest truth there. What they do is they take a lot of times they take drugs, they liquefy it, and they put it into things that look like legal letters. We obviously can't check it, and as an end result, that person actually has access to anything, and that would be including ephedrine. But I'd seriously doubt OJ would have actually gone for this here, because the reason being is, one, he's 70 years old there, so obviously he's not going to be doing any dangerous substances here. At that type of age, taking amphetamines is almost like a death wish, including ephedrine or any other types of stimulants here. I would say he, obviously being an ex-football player, he's already taken aspirin. He would probably just drink coffee just to get his little stimulant before, doing his exercises and stuff here. But realistically, a person that's wanting to get shredded in prison, it's just pretty easy to do here. But like I said, there's a wide range of different food, a lot of different health products in the commissary, other than just eating tuna there. But for anyone that's going to be in there for life, if they get anything smuggled in and get caught, I mean, what are they going to do? Give them another 100 years or so forth? But essentially, that's how, most anabolic steroids and other illegal drugs actually get smuggled in nowadays here. Yes, it can go up the ass pipes here, but most of the time it's actually on, legal papers and stuff like that. Which, in order for them to actually test it there, and sometimes even the people will put innocuous substances up there to trick jailers, and then once their papers get torn, then they can file some sort of grievance and get some money out of it. So, it just makes, prison, it makes the, correction officer's life a living headache there, because you can't really determine, what's drugs and what's just a plain trick there, essentially. But that's what I got to say about OJ getting trimmed and shredded. He probably just ate healthier, didn't eat the prison food. He obviously got his stuff out of the commissary, which he has a wide range of things: shredded beef, salmon, tuna, oatmeal, and all the bodybuilding fare. And because of that, because of his pension, he has no problem actually paying for it there. So that's all I really got to say about that. I'm glad Craig was able to get a little bit of recognition. He's going to be in there for quite some time there. Honestly, I don't like the guy. He threatened to kill me about 15 years ago because I called his dirty whore of a wife, Kelly Ryan, trying to sell some fake ass cigarette quitting program, or it's just some real bullshit there. And when I caught them doing it, telling them it was fake based upon the ingredients, that's when Craig Titus actually threatened to kill me there. He actually belongs in prison. Even when he comes up for parole, I hope he actually stays there. Obviously, Kelly Ryan will probably be out pretty soon there, but, from what I understand, she's more than likely persona non grata in the bodybuilding industry here. Other than that, that's all I got to say. The next video that I will be shooting, it will be from my brand new camera. There's going to be a lot more videos. We're going to do some live streaming. I'm also going to do some video editing, put some things in, just make this channel a whole lot more exciting. But that's all I got today. Just keep sending those questions in and they'll get answered. Now, if you ask me some stupid ass questions, obviously those are not going to get answered there. I may just do a live stream just to answer any type of these particular questions, but I'm still thinking about it, so we'll just see here. But until then, have a good night, people.